possible to fix it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight. NASCAR Heat 5 action once again. Career mode action at that with the Pocono Green 225 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We are getting into the midway portion of the season. We are past halfway through the regular season. Still 11 different winners. We'll see if we can get that 12th. That means we only have one spot open on points. Currently, if we have more than 12 different drivers that end up winning a race, then it's going to refer to points at that matter, and we'll just have to wait and see where we're going to lie if that ends up happening, which again, it can very well end up happening. We have a lot of races left until that playoff, 7-race playoff begins. As of right now, we're second to last in points of the drivers with a win, so technically that would put us 10th in the playoff running currently. And we've been fading back pretty fast. We were 7th just, 4 races ago, and we've had 3 terrible races in the last 4, so we definitely need a good run going for us here today at Pocono. I just don't think we're going to run that well at Pocono and Indy with them being longer racetracks, and our departments, especially using the same chassis, that's really going to hurt for this Speedway package. Justin Sozio, welcome to the stream. I run on Keegan Power. All right, there we go. Thanks for tuning in, Justin. And thanks for everybody else tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do full race live streams with a realistic broadcast every day. And we're going to get into this one here tonight. Relax, Justin, all guy. Harrison Burton. This is driver introductions. He'll have to start at the rear. Nobody else starting at the rear of the field here today. Burton has the most wins this season with 4.
We're going green. Ready.
Green flag in the air. We're underway here at Pocono. Michael Annett will lead the field to the green. 100 laps, 225 miles here tonight at the Tricky Triangle.
Careful. Still there.
25 laps in stage 1, 25 laps in stage 2, final stage 50 laps.
Car there on the inside.
Through the first turn, Burton got a crossover on the 99 of Schneider. Burton has definitely been the championship favorite for most of, if not all, the season. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream. Sorry to hear that, Patrick, but hopefully all goes well for you in the future. If it makes you feel any better, I felt like I had a long day at work. First day back after going to Talladega this week. I felt like a drag so bad. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. 8 turn 2 on this track. Let me get the entry right. Yeah, it's a lot different now. We can talk about that. Pocono had a little bit of a change of just the racetrack, how much asphalt specifically is on the racetrack just in recent years. I believe back in 2017 they took the apron out, or I should say they put the apron in through turn number 2. They had added it into turn 1, I believe, a couple of years prior to that, but they took out the curving in turn 2. As well as the grass, so it's all apron. It's a lot easier to stick the corner in turn 2 now, I feel like, than before, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily completely easy. The trick that I found is using the apron. Turn 1, it's a lot harder to do that. I recommend not using the apron in turn 1. Turn 2, you're going to see Lee Schneider try to use that lane quite a bit here today. Gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Michael Annett's already led the first few laps of the race, and Schneider's already going backwards 4.5 seconds behind the 35th place car. We're not even 3 laps complete into this race. 84 on the engine, 84 on the aero, and an 82 on the suspension for today's race. giving ourselves an 83 overall car. Dover is your home track, so is Pocono. Okay. I'll be going to Dover in a couple weeks. Can't wait. Be a lot of fun. My first trip to the Monster Mile. And then again, the vlogs from Talladega, both for the Xfinity and the Cup race, will be up on the channel at some point Thursday. DB Forever 85 looking at the screen. It doesn't look like there's any speed in the car, indeed. I figured it was going to be just like this. This is similar to what we saw at Michigan, which was the last track that was 2 miles or more in length. Pocono 2.5 miles, so even longer straightaways at this track, and especially that mean front stretch. Long Pond straightaway is the longest straightaway in NASCAR. Going into that hard, sharp angle into turn one, which is one of the more treacherous corners in NASCAR. The good news is this is a 2.5 mile racetrack, so the odds of Schneider staying on the lead lap are going to be very, very high through the first 2 stages. You never know, that could put him in a situation where later on he can get it done. Maybe not with the win, I should say. But maybe he can get that top 15 for the goal. He does have to finish in the top 15 both today and in the next race at Indianapolis. He's going to get that $18,000 incentive bonus for this primary sponsor, Total One Bank. Ryan Sieg just led his first lap of the race at the line, taking the race lead away from the pole sitter, Michael Annett. That is huge. Ryan Sieg is one of those drivers that does not have a win this season. He could be the 12th and final driver to clinch a spot. R6, welcome to the stream. Not sure exactly on the next online race. We're doing a lot of the full race live streams again here, trying to catch up for the days I had off. But I do plan on definitely getting one out before I go to Dover in a couple weeks. So at some point before I leave for Dover in a couple of weeks, we'll have another online lobby. Something short in the front stretch, maybe save a little fuel with it. Schneider's so far behind, even the 35th place car, he could go a lap down here in stage 1. But then the odds of them catching the 35th place car to where Schneider wouldn't even get the free pass would be kind of slim as well. Noah Gregson to the lead off turn 3, so Ryan Sieg was able to lead for a couple laps after Michael Annett was able to lead the first 4. Gregson leads his first lap of the race already. 3 different leaders in the first 7 completed laps tonight at Pocono. This race moves along pretty quickly. We will run at Indianapolis tonight. It is literally same length race track. The 100 laps around a 2.5 mile racetrack. So no guarantees. It's going to depend on when this one ends. I don't want to be too late because I do still have to work tomorrow, and I did just work today. But worst case scenario, we end up doing 2 races tomorrow. Just got home a little bit later today. I made sure I ate before the stream as well. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just kind of varies, I guess. Depends how hungry I am when I get home. That's why there's no set start times on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, or Saturdays. And again, that's simply because those are my work days. Those are the days I have to work. So there's no guaranteed start time. I know I've had mentioned, why do you start the stream so late? I don't start them late on the other 3 days of the week. I start them fairly early, honestly, about 6, 7 o'clock at the latest. But the only reason, unless it's a really short race, then I'll start it at 8. But it gets over before 10 o'clock Eastern, which is the idea. You know, as long as we can get these races done by 10, you know, ideally, even if it starts at 8:30, it doesn't make any difference than if it started at 7 and it was a 500-mile race. But I do my best. Again, I work a full-time schedule, so it's a little tough on those days. It's another reason why we only usually do the Xfinity or the truck races on those days, knowing we're going to have a later start time. It'll become a little bit easier once we get into the winter again, but obviously we got a while till that ends up happening. That's just because I'm not golfing or anything, so I can get home by 5:15 at the latest. Makes it a lot easier to plan. There's already over a half a track off the race lead. It's only lap 10. 37.5 seconds off the lead is Stecker. I mean, this is just insane how slow this race car is. 12 seconds behind CJ McLaughlin in 35th. He's definitely on the tight side. Very, very, very snug. A lot better in turn 3, really hooked the curbing. That's the only one of the 3 corners that still has the original curbing on the racetrack. We all know here at Pocono. 15 laps to go already in stage 1 for Noah Gragson. He's trying to get himself another playoff point, another stage win on the season. You're starting to pick that pace up a little bit. Got really tight turn 1, really over 30-20 there. He's still about 12 seconds behind McLaughlin, but he's running faster laps now than what he was earlier. And he's taking care of his tires pretty well, which again, no matter how slow or fast the car's been this year, it seems like every racetrack Fenner's done a great job keeping care of his tires. It hasn't really come close as far as the tire management goes to the end of the race in any one of these races this year. Just remember, there is a limit to the amount of tires we can use in the truck and Xfinity Series races on the channel. Trevor Grimes, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Jackson Thomas, welcome as well. Alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. 14 to go now in stage 1. The tricky triangle that is Pocono Raceway. Ethan, welcome to the stream as well. It is a very rough start for sure. I hope for the best. Sorry if I'm a little stuffed up today as well. My voice might sound a little different compared to usual. Allergies are kicking my butt today. It's about that time of the year though. It's only a matter of time. I'm surprised I made it this late into April. I can tell it's my allergies because literally every time I had to walk outside today, I had the urge to sneeze and my eyes go itchy. It's bad. I get allergies so bad. This time of the year is usually the worst for it. It takes a couple weeks before I start to not have these allergies as consistently, at least. I try to take medication, only works to a certain extent. Starting to loosen up a little bit on the long run. It's just so tight for so long before you can really get going. Noah Gragson, although has the lead. He doesn't have a very big lead, just looking on the track map alone. Again, Schneider's doing a great job himself.
Halfway.
He's got to stay within range here. It's going to be interesting to see. He should go lap down before the end of the stage. I thought it was going to be a lot tougher for him to go lap down in this race today. With it being a 2.5 mile racetrack. He is not pacing very well right now. Good news is, again, he's 11 seconds behind McLaughlin, so that's a long time for Gregson to have to catch the next car. As long as Schneider's in the free pass position to get back in the lead lap for the start of stage 2, he'll be all right. There's the leading caution. Yeah, well, maybe he'll get a caution here pretty soon as well. It's impossible. Just have to wait and see.
Wow, that's fast.
Schneider did just run his fastest lap of the race at a time, 58.060. Actually, Heinz very, very slow. 58-second lap time. So nothing to be proud of in any series. Best ever in the championship modes at 54.160. So you can definitely tell this 99 is lap at a ton of speed. Really, really tight into turn 2. Had a tough time getting that car to the bottom at all right there. Gregson closes in even quicker. 54.5 seconds on the lead to Schneider. Taking care of his tires pretty well, but
Last 10 laps, you got
not really doing a whole lot for him. 9 laps to go in stage 1 now for Gregson. Got into turn 1 pretty well that time. Gregson actually ran a little bit higher. He's just got more speed in his race car than what Schneider does in the 99. And here comes Noah Gregson. With a big run off turn 1. Side by side for second between Ryan Sieg and Chase Briscoe back there. And here comes Gregson in the 9 car.
car outside, hold the line.
Gonna get to the outside of the 99. A little bit of contact. Off turn 2. Schneider got a little tight again. He's had a problem with being tight this entire run, and Gregson still gets by despite the minimal contact. We stay green here at Pocono. A lot worse than what it was. Now Schneider's just got to hope he can get the free pass position to the end of stage number 1. Here comes the second and third place cars. Actually, it looks like it might be Alex Bay battling Ryan Sieg for second right now, and not Chase Briscoe. No, never mind. It's a High Point Ford Mustang, so that wouldn't be Chase Briscoe.
We got a Carlo now.
Hold back seat. Feels like we're down a cylinder. Probably are. We're down something. Briscoe's going to challenge the high side of Ryan Sieg, and Sieg splits 3 wide at the tunnel turn. To stay with Briscoe, here comes Cindric out of nowhere. Schneider didn't even see him till the last second. He tried to let him go. Cindric's coming in hot on both the 39 and the 98. Briscoe makes the pass on the outside to get to second. Schneider still in the free pass position, but maybe not for long. 26.5 seconds behind McLaughlin, and Gregson's even closer to CJ. Definite problem here for the 99. Did not think he was going to go lap down in stage 1 today. Any of the first 2 stages, really, with him only being 25 laps on a 2.5 mile racetrack, but he rolled out even slower. Now, there wasn't any practice or qualifying for this team coming into this race, so that obviously didn't help. Still got a pretty decent lead as Sieg and Briscoe continue to battle for second place.
Excellent lap there.
6 laps to go, stage 1. 4 seconds behind McLaughlin now. Gregson's right behind CJ McLaughlin off the exit of turn 1. Drives it hard into turn 1, a little too hard. He overdrove it. Did not want to get down to the apron and did it in the center of the corner. 12 people watching right now. Indeed, thanks for everybody tuning in. Watching this career mode race on a Tuesday night. Away from everybody else. I know it does have one win on the season that came at Bristol earlier this year. Gregson's actually last of the drivers with a win in points.
5 left to go.
5 to go, stage 1. We'll go back to the normal camera for that. At least to the end of this stage. There's less than 2 seconds behind McLaughlin. 4.5 seconds behind Mike Harmon. 5 seconds behind Timmy Hill, and 6 seconds behind Joe Graff Jr. We'll get the free pass to the end of stage 1. Don't get a caution before that. Still only the top 4 cars have passed Schneider. There's a huge gap between where Cindric in 4th place is running and whoever the 5th place car is running further back. It's no longer the free pass car. Currently, Schneider's going to get around it anyway. Break the traffic.
All right, you're clear.
Down the long line straightaway, all clear. 4 laps to go on stage for Gregson. He's taking hard. Big wheel hop getting into the braking zone in turn 1. Just skidded and slid straight up the racetrack. The tire wear still above 50%. We're almost all the way through stage 1. Might have to stay out trying to take the wave around, honestly. This big of a racetrack, it's not quite as much of a risk as what it would have been at other racetracks. If he does not get the free pass, it might be what he's going to have to do. He should catch Mike Harmon and Timmy Hill. And this does have to go green to the end of the stage also, and we only got 3 more laps. People like indeed, as our 6 said. Well, that was a huge run, and Schneider just ran into the back of Harmon, and that bogged him down so much in the center of turn 1. Had a great corner entry, and it just killed his corner exit when he got in the back of Harmon. Shot hard a lot further out ahead of him. Now we're going to pass before he gets into turn 2.
You got room.
Waits it. Works on Timmy Hill. Just got to pass as many of these guys as possible to the end of stage 1. Up to 33rd. Slides the tires into turn 3. Not as bad as what he did in turn 1 a couple laps ago. 2 to go, stage 1 for Gregson.
Still there. Clear all around.
Schneider to 31st, into turn 1.
Car outside.
Talk about sliding the tires. Still got completely jumpy that time. Oh, we got trouble off turn 1. Car up in smoke, right around the leaders. We stay green for the moment here at Pocono. That car's going to have to try and limp it to pit road. Still not sure who it is on the inside of the racetrack. And very, very slow. It is Chad Fincham in the 13.
You're all clear up top.
Going to be a position. And it's going to run to the high side now. Jeff Green takes the air off the right rear of Green's car, slides it off turn 3 and clears him down the Long Pond straightaway. Final lap now of stage number 1. Fincham able to get the pit road. Again, we stay green at Pocono. Matt Mills is a spot. 3.5 seconds ahead is Jeremy Clements, and you can see Gregson up ahead. This might be the battle for the free pass between Mills and Schneider if Clements is on the lead lap. It's tough to tell just looking at the track, honestly. We'll have to see. Schneider's going to clear Mills off turn 2. Mills isn't going to have enough of a run to get across, so 11 seconds ahead is Baccarello, 27. No matter what here, green white checkered flag will fly and Noah Gregson will win stage 1, leading over the first 7 laps of the race. He pulled away once he got to the lead as well. Schneider ends up 29th at the end of the stage. Did he get the free pass? Or was it Jeremy Clements? So waiting at this point. It was Clements. Clements will get the free pass at the stage break. Schneider will take the wave around. He's going to stay out of the pits here. While everybody on the lead lap is going to hit pit road and will advance to the green flag. So this will line him up 29th on the restart. He's going to hope for a quick caution, or if not, he's going to have to just stay on the lead lap to the end of stage 2 for this wave around to work out in his favor. Green flag back in the air at Pocono. Stage 2 underway. Nixon wins the race off pit road as well with everybody on the lead lap. Schneider's pace definitely seemed to quicken on old tires, so maybe having old tires right now could actually help him even on the short run.
Stay on the bottom here.
Lap times are getting quicker. He was at a 57.105 at the end of stage 1. He's running laps in the 58-second bracket barrier early in the stage. He make a nice quick pass on Clements for position as well for 28. As the last drivers on the lead lap behind all the other lap cars. He does have older tires. I know he's faster on older tires, but he doesn't have as much grip as everybody else, that's for sure. Welcome. Exactly. Oh, Joey Logano fan, Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream as well. I didn't see you guys in the chat earlier. My bad on that.
Car high, careful there. Clear all around. Looking inside now.
Good crossover by Clements. Beautiful red, white, blue paint scheme with the American flag on it. Clements won at Charlotte this season, so he's got to win. 28 needs those points. Get more than 12 different winners. Schneider just slapped the wall off turn 2. That's not going to help him at all. Back in the gas way too soon. He's going to have to take care of those tires as well. He does make it all the way to the end of the stage. That means he'll still have 3 sets of tires left once he does pick the tires the first time. But 3 more sets after that. We'll only have 1 more stage to go. Only half the race left as well. And only 100 laps is the scheduled distance tonight at Pocono. Pennsylvania native. We'll see if we can salvage a top 15 at least. Your home track there, Michael. I have very high hopes, but caution free through stage 1 today. 1 DNF, that was Chad Fincham. Looked like he dropped the cylinder and blew an engine. Closing laps of the stage, but he was able to get the pit road before a caution had come out. So stay green. And Schneider doesn't necessarily need a caution here. He just has to make sure he stays on the lead lap for this wave around to work out for him. Again, knowing he's faster on older tires, it's could actually work out. The problem is the fuel. He is not going to make enough fuel to the end of the stage. I didn't even think about that. So just now, the problem is we were committed to taking the wave around, so it looks like Schneider will need a caution at some point early in the stage anyway. At least midway through it, at the latest. Otherwise, he's just going to end up going a lap down. Now, he does have a ways back to the 30th place car, Matt Mills, 53 seconds right now. So even if Schneider goes a lap down, he can still get the free pass at the end of this stage. He's just got to hope that nobody else will go one lap down. Right now, Jeremy Clements will be the closest, 28th outside of Schneider. A little bit of strategy. Schneider does have to pit under green. Will likely be a fuel only stop. And honestly, fuel only at this racetrack could actually keep him on the lead lap, just not to the end of the stage, likely. At that point. How much of a power slide that was getting into turn one. And that left front tire pointed on the apron and it never spun out. He pretty much drove right through it. And that was a textbook definition of dirt tracking it in turn one at Pocono. Back in the gas voltage soon, he did smack the wall a tiny bit, very, very lightly kissed it with the right rear. Obviously, without pitting yet in this race, no chances to make any adjustments on this 99 car. He's only going to be anywhere between 9 to 10 laps short on fuel, too, so it could be a very quick gas and go just to get to the end of the stage. Hopefully enough to get the free pass at the end of stage 2, and then just to restart him on in the final stage on the lead lap. Hit the wall here on NASCAR E4. That was the third time we've grazed the wall. All 3 times off the exit of turn 2 as well. Hit the wall anywhere else. I mean, it's been a very, very light graze every time. 15 to go, stage 2. See you tomorrow, Justin. Really burped the gas that time. Spun out on him in turn 2. That's the last thing he needs. He just needs to take care of this race car. It's amazing he's gotten this far into the season without a single DNF. His only DNF in his Truck Series championship season, and the only season he ran the Truck Series last year was at Kentucky. He only won a couple of races for the Xfinity Series. That was race 15. For the Truck Series. We're already past that point in races ran this season. Great job at the 99s. Another reason why they're not quite last in the playoff standings of the drivers' divisions. They're very close to it, but that definitely helps. Problem is Gregson behind him. Gregson already on stage 1. He's leading here late in stage 2. definitely faster on those older tires. He's not falling back as far as he was earlier. Still go a little bit further on fuel. A few more laps. About 30.5 seconds off the lead. Race 14. Yeah, you're right. Eldora is race 15. Eldora, Michigan, rounded out the regular season. Tired. On the road. Back from home yesterday. I had to turn around and go straight to work today. And tomorrow.
Careful, still there.
Trying to stay out as long as you can.
Careful, still there.
And these tires are going to make it to the
Clear
end of
there.
the stage. That's no issue. Still no cautions for incident. Only 11 laps to go in stage 2. Schneider's going to stay out one more lap.
Bring it up pit road here. We're almost out of
He
fuel.
will have to pit this time by. Likely not going to make it a whole nother lap on fuel after this one. Hey, we actually passed the car. It was a lap car, unfortunately. It wasn't for position, but yeah, we did pass the car.
Getting low on gas, getting low on
Yeah,
gas.
fuel
You're
only
running
pit
at
stop for
altitude
Schneider
out
this
there.
time. Really loose on the curbing in turn 3. He's gonna have to bring it to pit road as well. Gotta make sure he doesn't
Slow down.
speed. 55 miles per hour is the speed limit. He had to make sure he didn't lock the tires up because it is gonna be a fuel only stop. It'll be one can, just enough to make it to the end of the stage, and no
All right, time to
damage
go.
for
Keep
repair.
it nice
He
and
will
smooth
tighten
for
the
it.
race car up. A half around a wedge will go in it just because he is not taking tires. And Schneider will go a lap down. So he's the first car lap down. He's hoping to get out in front of Matt Mills. He had about 50 seconds on him, so he should easily get out ahead of him. 7.8 second stop, just enough fuel to make it to the end of the
Clear
stage.
the pit, hammer down.
So still 29th, hasn't lost a spot. Yes, he has lost a lap, so you would consider that the wave round technically didn't work. Then again, you could also say technically it did work, because he's still in the free pass position by quite a bit over Matt Mills.
Got one up top. You got room, you're clear there. Outside,
Gregson just
outside.
cannot lap anybody,
Yeah,
which
you're
Jerry
clear there.
Clemens would be the first driver he would be able to put one lap down. As long as Schneider stays where he's at right now, doesn't let Mills close in that last 19 seconds, he'll be all right. The right rear tire is down to 17% wear. He wasn't burning the tires up too much earlier in the run, but he's actually starting to burn up that right rear quite a bit right now with how loose he's been getting. He tried to tighten it up and really help it out a little bit.
Careful, still
Not
there.
really helping much. A little contact there with Tommy Joe Martins in turn 1, and not much that bogged down to 99 again. 3
Looking
inches or
outside.
something. Yeah, you're talking about rain or snow? Hopefully it's not snow. I think we're done with snow here. Well, I thought that about a month ago.
Got a car low now.
We got 4 inches of snow last time.
See if we can manage our tire wear a little, okay?
As well.
Got a car low now.
Hey, tags the left rear Schneider in turn 3, sends him a little wide. He's going to push him again down the long pond straightaway now. Another push. Massive run coming into turn 1 for Schneider.
Got a car high now. You're all clear up top there.
Oh, rain, gotcha. Man, that's a lot of rain still, though.
Car there on the inside. Go easy on the tire.
Not battling him for position. Staying pretty even with Mills. In fact, he's actually still kind of pulling away from him a little bit. Now he's just at this point really got to hope that Gregson doesn't lap another car. Look at Schneider sling back to the inside of LeMay. Not battling him for 15th, but this is hope. Even on older tires, to hang with the 15th place car right now is really impressive for the 99 team. Just needs to get a timely caution in the final stage. He might have a shot at the top 10.
You're gonna blow a tire, dude.
Ideally, he probably could have taken right side tires. He was trying to save as much time as he could on pit road, just in case. It's the only time we go to Pocono in the Xfinity Series season. All these longer racetracks. Montana, Michigan, Indianapolis, Pocono, all one trip to those racetracks.
Your tires are getting pretty bad.
Those the road courses thrown in there, but those drive a lot different than the other three. This track itself drives a lot different from the other 2+ mile intermediate tracks that we have. 5 laps to go in stage 2. 9% left on the right rear of the 99 car. Got to make sure that right rear tire does not blow. Just putting in that half around the wedge, you got to assume is helping just that much more. Sliding so much though. Turn 2, he just wasted about 2% of that right rear. He's really going to have to try backing it down. He's going to be able to catch Clements on his own anyway, and he's going to smack the wall off turn 3.
Got a car high now.
He was trying to back out of it. Obviously didn't back out enough. Still pushing it a little bit too low.
You're clear. Car there on the outside. All right, you're clear. Your tires are getting pretty bad.
Trying to get the car to roll over on the right front a little more and less on the right rear.
Nice driving.
Caution.
Driver.
Well, that'll end stage 2. And Keegan Schneider will get the free pass and get back on the lead lap. So that is exactly the caution he needed right there, because that was going to be interesting to see if he was going to make it to the end of the stage. So with 4 laps to go, here in stage number 1, or sorry, stage 2 rather, at Pocono, we get our first caution for incident just above the halfway mark. 4 fresh tires here, full tank of fuel. The 99 team is going to take the wedge out of the car that they had in it from before. So back to the same setup he had at the start of the race. Very slow on the short runs, but he's going to hope for another caution.
Are you ready now?
Green flag back in the air. Stage 3 underway at Pocono. Noah Gregson has swept the first 2 stages of the night. Can he get the race win? If so, it would be his second win of the season. Halfway home here today at Pocono as well. 50 laps to go for his 50-lap final stage. And it's going to be extremely tight, extremely off the pace here for the start of the final stage. Blocked by Matt Mills. Off turn 1 on the McLaughlin. Mike Harmon. 4 action. Mills is a little bit ahead of that as they all battle for the 3-pass position at the rear of the pack. Still only one driver out of the race. That was a blown engine by Chad Fincham late in stage 1. Our only caution incident was right at the end of stage 2. And entered the stage prematurely as well with it. Cars on the lead lap. Taking the wave around definitely worked out in stage 2 for Schneider. As he would not have been able to pit and really keep up with Mills and those guys at the end of the stage. We saw that in stage 1. Stayed out, took the wave around when he had to pit. He did. It's at least going to get him a top 30 finish. So that's solid. Solid enough considering this team's got little or no speed today. Still going through the growing pains here in the middle of the season, that's for sure. Need to really start clicking away better finishes, not just for the points, but so they can get more money they can put into this program so they can hopefully win the championship this year. Not only upgrade this program, but also save money for the Cup Series. They end up having to go Cup racing next year. And alternate through the different camera angles one final time now in today's race. For the next 8 laps or so. Point at this juncture of the race. I don't even know what else to talk about. Covered everything coming into the race. So you guys are having a pretty good night, whether it's simply just watching the stream or maybe a good day leading up until then. Getting geared up for the vlogs on Thursday. And pretty good outcome for both of the mini videos and mini clips that I have from the race. 45 laps to go for both of those. race was definitely of all racetracks that this could have happened. You look at Pocono, and you'd say a large majority of the fans don't really care for the racing at Pocono. You put the mixture of the two together here tonight. Pretty underwhelming race on our behalf. That Nelson Cable will make his Cup debut. Just did not know that. Good for him. Into the wall off turn 2. Too hard again. What entry is he going in for? Is he probably racing the Rick Whale cars? Probably the number 15 if I had to guess. We have seen some pretty good races at Pocono, especially here on NASCAR Heat 5, but tonight has been one of those races. We try to hype races up as much as I possibly can, but I knew we weren't going to have speed today. Did not think we were going to be in no man's land the entire race. Trying to log out all 100 of these laps. Luckily, it isn't a long race. Again, only 225 miles from start to finish. A lot of that is because it is an Xfinity race, not a Cup Series race. The Cup Series race is short with the doubleheader ran last year, and we'll be running the doubleheader at Pocono again this season as well. And Bills will be running the number 55, DJ Cloud Motorsports. Wood fast. It's interesting they're getting 2 cars in the field for this weekend. Trey, welcome to the stream. Gregson's absolutely dominated this race. He led every lap of stage 2. He's led all but the first 7 laps of this race. We saw Sieg lead for 2 laps after Net led the first 5. In the pole, we haven't really seen much of Michael in that sense. Gregson, as mentioned, also won the first 2 stages. Trying to seal the deal with the win for tonight. Jonathan Rogers, welcome to the stream. You guys pop in here. The final stage. Just 41 laps to go, and a caution is going to wave. Caution is out at Pocono with 41 to go, and this is going to be very interesting. This is going to split the strategy. That's exactly what Schneider needed. Got some guys pitting, some guys staying out. Matt Mills going to get the free pass. Only have 5 cars hitting pit road during the caution. Schneider's going to hit the pits, but it's going to be for fuel only. No tires. Going to top off on fuel, and no adjustments for this team. So he'll restart 24th now.
Coming to the green. Are you ready now?
This is going to be very interesting. Green flag back in the air.
Got a car coming inside now.
Pocono Raceway. A lot of the drivers stayed out of the pits there. These guys are only going to be a little bit short on fuel. If it goes green to the end, everybody that pitted there, all 5 cars on the lead lap that pitted are only about 1 lap short. So this is going to change the game completely here today. Problem is, Schneider's on the older tires of everybody that just pitted, so he might go backwards again for now, but this goes green to the end. Where are these guys going to shake up? We've seen fuel mileage races at Pocono before. We could have another one in the Xfinity series today. Schneider tight contact with the 93 of McLaughlin on the high side. So the 51 of Clements get loose on the inside without any contact just because they were 3 wide off the tunnel turn. Schneider's still got a really tight car at this point as well. Now push from Timmy Hill from behind. Timmy's trying to get him going. 36 to go in Pocono. Gregson still leads off the restart. New light for the 99 team as well as everybody at the back of the field that was on the lead lap. Again, 5 cars hit pit road, topped off on fuel, 4 of which took tires, excluding the 99. They really need this to run green to the end now. And hope they have enough gas to the finish. That is going to change everything here today. This will be the only race here tonight as well, knowing that we still have just over 30 laps to go. But we will be running the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode again tomorrow night when we go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Hopefully we'll get that race done in a decent time so maybe we can run some New Hampshire racing, I believe, is the next race. New Hampshire and Kentucky, the next race after that for the Xfinity Series schedule this season. I believe it's New Hampshire. Well, you got to fight hard, and just look at what the wave around did for Schneider in stage 2. It just put him in this situation right here. You never know what can happen to the finish now. 34 laps left. Stay with the normal camera for the finish of the race. Finishing 34 laps. Can any one of these guys that pitted under the caution win this race and make it on fuel to the finish? And heck, maybe they go fuel only if they do have to stop. Half can, have to maybe beat a lot of these leaders out that will have to take 4 tires. Schneider's trying to manage his tires to the finish as well. And you wonder if we get a late caution. The 6 drivers that pitted, will they stay out then? Try to get some track position and maybe pull off an upset with a late race restart as well. And it could very well happen. One caution, they'll definitely make it on fuel because they're a lap short at the most right now, at least at the start of the run. 2.5 miles around this racetrack is a long time, and that is a lot of fuel to save on top of it. That is still tight. Look at him just pushing mightily up the racetrack, sliding the tires still into turn 1. If that caution would have came out a couple laps later, I think everybody would have been pit road knowing that they could have made it to the finish. The only reason Schneider didn't take tires there is because he's been faster older tires today, so he wanted to give himself that advantage. And remember, he had the same set of tires all the way through stage 1 and 2, so he knows he can go the second half of this race on one set of tires again. Probably have to take care of that right rear a little bit more later in the run, but right now it's all right. not sure who DNF'd as well to bring out that second caution for incident today in the final stage, but there is a second driver who has DNF'd. We'll find out during the next caution or at the end of the race, whatever comes first. Gregson's still in the lead right now. That's somebody who doesn't want to see a yellow. Schneider can't catch up to be the first driver of everybody that pitted under that last caution anyway. At least he'll gain more points, but that will likely give us a 12th different winner this season. I don't know those drivers that did hit pit road. None of them I recognize. I didn't see if Clements hit pit road. He would have been the only one at the rear of the field on the lead lap that would have had a win this year also. Two drivers that won multiple races, Harrison Burton and Austin Cindric. Off turn 3. 30 laps to go at Pocono. Also going to help the right side tires with the wear as well. Just lacking speed today, indeed, but never say die. That lady isn't singing yet. We do not want a caution with this strategy. Worst case scenario, if we have to pit, we only have to go half a can of fuel. Everybody else will likely have to take tires. He's managed his tires better than everybody else this entire season. We've seen that even today, going the first two stages on the same set of tires. They're likely not saving those tires as much as Schneider has. He still has 3 sets left in the end. Everybody that pitted under that last yellow is hoping it stays green to the end and they can save 1 lap of fuel. That will win them the race. Problem is, for the 99, he really needs to start picking this pace up again because Gregson, the leader, is 23 seconds ahead of him, almost 23 and a half seconds ahead. He'll probably continue to pull away. And obviously he's had the fastest car in the field of anybody. Clean air has obviously helped, but still, it doesn't seem like anybody's really been extremely close to him. They got back in the gas a little sooner in turn 2. Haven't really been in position to get a strategy win this season. We finished second on strategy a couple times. But I knew we probably weren't going to win the race off of it. We finished second on speed a couple times as well. Full of runner-up finishes, but only 1 win to show for. Now, 1 win at Atlanta was on speed. 2 stage wins of it. You remember Schneider won a stage at Charlotte that day. He finished second as well as right behind the leaders. That could have been a second win of the season. He might need 2 wins to get into the playoffs. Especially with the situation he's in now. 1 win just doesn't seem like it's locked him in. "27 laps to go currently for Noah Gragson. Only had 2 cautions total today. Rain, it stays through. call of the race is going to be taking the wave around at the stage 1 break if we somehow win this race. Or even just finish top 5 with, again, only 5 drivers pitted. Even if we, still stay in 5th and get a top 5 finish, the call of the day was going to be by not only pitting right there and topping off on fuel, but taking the wave around in stage 1, leading himself to getting the free pass there in stage 2. That was huge. It's a risky call at the time, but panned out. Now with 26 laps to go, he's in this position. He's 3 seconds behind the next driver for position, stays out of Baccarella. Not sure who the highest running driver is right now of everybody that pitted, both position or who exactly it is. We'll just have to wait and see. We can go roughly 36 laps on full tank of fuel, roughly. We'll see if we're tracking to the good or if we're actually losing a little bit more with the fuel economy here. Trying not to use the brakes as much in the corners. It's going to help save a little bit of fuel. He's still about a lap short. Middle of turn 3, it ticks down on the estimated fuel range. So he's just about a lap short on fuel. I mean, it is very close. Problem is he can't start saving yet. He's nowhere near in the position to win the race when everybody who stayed out under the last caution has to pit. Knows Gregson might have enough speed to pit, take 4 tires, and still pass everybody on the racetrack that he needs to get back in front as well, depending on when he pits. He's got the clean air. I mean, might as well just keep running it out right now as long as he can. Not losing any time. Somebody loses that clean air or gets the lap traffic. So I don't see anybody passing him on the racetrack out there. Right side tires above 50% right now in the wear, less than 25 to go. That's looking good for the 99. We wore out that right rear a lot at the end of stage 2. Those last 10 laps are going to be telling you whether that right rear tire will make it to the end or not right now. But for the moment, he is pacing very well. Baccarella, 28th and 90th. This guy here slid way up the track. He might run a little higher than, not that high. Still going to get a decent run though off turn 3. Stays in the draft down the long pond straightaway. Looks low for 28th. Still there. Make the pass. There's one spot back. I know Landon Castle's one of the drivers that hit pit road during that last caution. Clear on that. Baccarella again. A lot of those drivers leave that pit. If anybody in the chat wants to go back and try to look to see who all hit pit road, I appreciate it. 5 drivers total. 4 of them took tires. We know we were the driver that didn't take tires in the 5 car pit. Went green with 37 laps left, so the caution when it came out with about 41 to go. Yeah, it was 41 to go. It's got a huge run off turn 3. Now in the draft of Landon Castle down the long pond straightaway. Drafting down these long straightaways will help save fuel just as much as backing out really into the corners.
All clear.
Inside Austin Hill.
Stay on the
line. Into the back of CJ McLaughlin. That's going to hurt the race car. It's going to allow Hill to get a run now off turn 1. Here comes Landon Castle to give Schneider a push. Trying to get him going again.
Still there.
Schneider stalled out. He clears Hill into turn 2. to be careful when that right rear just starts to hang out as wide as it has. It's going to chew up that tire a lot more.
Careful, still there. Still there. You're all clear up top.
Clear McLaughlin that time up the middle between the lap cars and Timmy Hill. Mike Harmon off turn 3.
Reload.
Ross Chastain's got the rough run 25th. Remember, Chastain's the last driver in on points right now. He does not have a win this season, despite being 7th in the regular season standings.
Careful.
Just gets to his inside, tried to side draft him, couldn't pull him back enough. Hold him back a sneeze. Go the allergies again. Yeah, sorry for being a little bit stuffy. Sniffling throughout the race.
Still there.
Oh, trouble! Getting into turn 3. Is this going to bring out a caution? One car on the inside of the racetrack is up in smoke, trying to get the pit road.
You got room. You're clear.
A lot of cars stacking up behind him. Can't tell who it is yet. He will get the pit road. We stay green here at Pocono. That was a big moment. Josh Balicki, and the 99 was the slow car.
20 more laps.
Another spot for the 99 as well. To 24th now. That could have been a caution, but we stay green. Big run down behind Joe Draft Jr. He's also a lap down.
Still there.
Clements.
Still there. All right.
Charlotte
You're clear there.
this season. And it looks high off turn 3. I assume Balicki was one of the drivers who did not pit under the last caution, probably why he blew a tire. We're getting later into their run.
Stay on the
I
bottom.
assume they could go about 9 laps shorter on fuel compared to everybody else with the tire.
Careful. Still there.
So at furthest, I can see everybody going 9 laps to go before having to pit. All the drivers stayed out during the last caution. Again, that's at furthest. Look at Clements trying to break the draft. Off turn 1. Trying to stay in the draft of the 99 himself as well. One of the drivers that hit pit road during the last caution. Number 5. Schneider underneath him.
Careful. Still there.
Nice clean pass, clear on turn 3 for 22nd. Look at the speed this 99 is showing right now. This is as fast as we've seen it all day. Passing cars for position. And very shortly, he's going to be in the top 20 just on speed right now.
Careful. Still there. You got room. You're clear there.
It's incredible of itself. That's the Brandon Brown off turn 1 for position. Brown's going to look underneath him. Schneider trying to stay in the draft of Jesse Little. Brown. Get blocked off. Look to go even lower now into turn 2. Schneider down to the apron and really pulled him that time. Big run to the inside of Jesse Little. Schneider has broken into the top 20 for the first time today. Clear into turn 3. And backs off a little bit extra in turn 3, at least with not using the brakes and trying to really save as much fuel as possible. Drafts behind Jeff Green. 17 laps to go at Pocono. Who will win at the Tricky Triangle for the NASCAR Xfinity Series today on the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode? A fuel mileage race for any of the 5 drivers who pitted during the last caution with 41 to go. We restarted with 37 to go. 16 laps left total now for Gregson. on the right rear, 39% on the right front as far as the tire where he goes, 42 on the left front as well, and 49 on the left rear for Schneider. Only his second set of tires, same set he's had since the start of the race. This is the strategy call right now. He tries to make it to the end. He's pacing a lot better on fuel now than what he was earlier. He was about a lap short. He gets into turn 1, he backs way out of the gas, trying to save fuel. Schneider is actually saving quite a bit between the draft down the straightaways, not using as much brake in the corner. He's about 2/3 of a lap short now, but he was about a lap and a third short at the most during this run. So Schneider has been saving fuel by not using any brakes in the corners and drafting down the straightaways. Oh, man.
Careful, still there.
Allgaier got loose. Looked like he was going to try to block Schneider on the inside. Didn't quite do it. Schneider completes the pass off turn 3 around Allgaier for 19th. Wow, he just passed the Junior Motorsports Chevrolet. That's saying something considering Gregson's dominating in the Junior Motorsports Chevrolet here today. 14 to go this time by for Gregson. Yeah, thanks on that patch improvement. Let me and the chat know that we are first of the drivers that have hit pit road already in this final stage. Trying to stay in the draft a little way. He's in 18. Stay tuned, this could get interesting here. It's just so key. Stay on the lead lap. Even just to go on strategy for slower.
Careful.
9 times out of 10, it won't hurt you. Boy, could it help you.
All right.
First thing it can do is take you out of the race sooner. Schneider, it has put him back in. 13 to go. This time for Gregson. When will the leaders pick? None of the drivers that did not hit pit road yet in this stage have hit the pits. Gregson stays out again. Schneider's 40 seconds behind Gregson right now. That is another issue, is Gregson's so far ahead, he's so fast. You wonder a 4-tire stop if he could actually stay in the lead. Would Schneider even be able to close in on him? Even after he pits. On fresher tires. Schneider have enough of a race car to be able to either hold him off or yeah, even get ahead of him during the cycling of stops. It's the only other thing going for him right now. It would definitely be a top 5, you'd have to assume. He has been struggling hitting his marks all day with how slidey the car is late in the run, with how loose, worn out the right rear gets. That's how tight it is earlier. At most, Gregson could go 3 more laps on fuel. As well as the rest of the drivers ahead of Schneider still. 41.5 seconds off the lead. Lap traffic's really going to make a difference here. Gregson has had a little bit during this final run to the finish. Not until recent laps. Do my best to hold back a sneeze if you're wondering why I'm making faces in the camera. Gregson's on pit road with 12 laps to go here at Pocono. Schneider's just about to get into turn 2. Austin Cindric's still on the racetrack. So Cindric's still on the track. He'll lead his first lap of the race. Green flag pit stops going on for some of the leaders, but not all of them. Schneider sends it deep into turn 3. He was not saving that time. He wanted to get underneath Colby Howard. get around him as quickly as possible. Locking the tires up, trying to get to pit road. Looked like David Starr in the 6. He wasn't speedy. 11 laps left. Gregson is right in front of the 99 of Schneider. Wow. Gregson will still be the leader when we cycle through. He's about a second and a half ahead of Schneider still. Great fast pit stop by Gregson. He had that 41.5 second buffer, and that was huge. Ten laps to go now in this race. Cindric led another lap as he is currently in the pits. Noah Gregson will take over the race lead. Schneider will jump to second place behind Gregson. Looks like Joe Nemechek still has to pit yet, or maybe he was one of the cars that pitted, and Sieg moves Schneider out of the way. Not wasting any time. My goodness, Sieg just jumped the 99 up the racetrack. Good job by Schneider keeping it off the wall, but still. Look how quickly Sieg gets around Nemechek for second place now. So Schneider's back to 4th. Tough to tell if Nemechek has hit pit road or not. Maybe Howard pitted during the last yellow, I believe. Staying out again. That right rear is wearing out, down to 20% now for Schneider. He's trying to run down Nemechek for 3rd still. Again, we don't know if these guys are good to the end of this race on fuel. Can Sieg catch Gregson? I just don't think he can. He's still 4 seconds behind Noah for the race lead. Schneider's really loose into turn 1. He's driving on the apron. Riley Hurts passed Colby Howard for 5th. They'll be working on both Schneider and Nemechek for 3rd, 4th. Could get the top 15 goal. Oh yeah, for sure. Faster lead lap cars, not only faster but on fresher tires, will pass both the 99 and the 47 up ahead. Schneider got through turn 2 pretty well, but Hurst has a good run in the draft getting into turn 3.
Car outside, hold your line.
To the high side, he's going to get around both Schneider and Nemechek, and Schneider barely gets to the outside of Nemechek himself, so he'll stay in 4th. Nemechek loses 2 spots off turn 3. Hurts gains 2. Schneider didn't lose or gain any. Cindric 2 seconds back. And they stayed out the longest, so that probably hurt him the most. Everybody that pitted there. Around Nemechek for 5th. Schneider's definitely the highest running driver of everybody that hit pit road. Passing Joe Nemechek. Really deep dive into the corner. Boy, Cindric came in hot to get around him on the high side. So Schneider now back to 5th. Still hoping for a top 10.
See if we can manage our tire wear a little, okay?
7 laps to go for Noah Gregson. Oh, trouble off turn 1. I think somebody just compacted the outside wall. Car is up in smoke. Still into turn 2. Can't tell who it is yet. Oh, Schneider about spun out in turn 2 as Hemrick gets around him on the high side for 5th. Heavy smoke going into turn 3 still. Hemrick going to get caught up behind Landon Castle in the 89. Who has a major either engine failure or tire failure. He'll get to pit road and again we stay green. 6 laps left. There's nobody to draft off of down the straightaways. He's going to take the lowest route possible now down the straightaways. He's doing everything he can right now to make it on fuel. Full fuel mileage race, at least for a top 10 finish. That right front still got to make it too. It's down to 11% off turn 2. Let's Chase Briscoe. Hopefully get around Schneider for 6th here very shortly. Schneider's saved enough. He's almost, at least as far as the estimated fleet goes, about even. Maybe half a straightaway short still. He can coast it from that point. He might lose another spot or two trying to coast it, but at least he can make it on fuel. Now he has to worry about that right rear as Briscoe gets around him on the high side and turn 1 for 6th.
See if we can manage our tire wear a little, okay?
Turn 3 though, despite the extremely old tires. 4 to go. There's Michael Annette. Into turn 1. Some drivers have gotten around Schneider on the high side in this corner. That kind of drifts up high, right in line behind the 99. Schneider down to block him, and that got into the back of him. How low he's going. Down the track, desperately trying to block Annette. And Annette's just going to go to the high side in turn 2 to 7th. Schneider's in 8th. Harrison Burton, where he started at the rear. He's going to get around Nemechek for 9th now, so Burton's the next driver on fresh tires trying to catch Schneider. 7.5 seconds back. 3 laps to go at the line. 5% left on the right rear tire for Schneider. That rear tire goes. It's going to be tough not to wreck this race car.
Those tires down, driver.
Really trying to back off again into turn 1. Cars though, Gregson's lapped up to this point as well. How much lap traffic's in his way? Can Ryan Seed catch him? Get a pass for the win. See, after a very rough start to the season, he's on a little bit of a tear here in recent races. 3% left on the right rear here for Schneider. It's so hard just to back off without overusing.
Watch those tires.
The right rear tire. He's desperately trying to back off. He doesn't want to lose another spot. Burton's about 5.5 seconds behind him, 2 laps to go, but he really needs to save this tire. He has definitely saved enough fuel. He probably won't even be sputtering on turn 3 anymore. Really backs it down in turn 1.
Go easy on the tires. You're low on fuel, bud.
1%. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Noah Gregson in the number 9 car for Junior Motorsports. I don't think that right rear tire is going to go for him, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Into turn 1, 0% on the right rear.
Go easy on the tires. Bring it in here. You're low on gas.
He's trying to back it down as much as he possibly can. That right rear is gone, and Schneider spins into the inside wall hard! Head on after blowing a right rear tire off turn 1. Running in 8th place on the final lap, trying to nurse it for that final 37 lap run, and he just couldn't make it. Was doing everything he can to manage his tires there late. It just wasn't enough. Loses control, head on into the wall on the last lap of the race. Without any stage points, he's going to go from likely getting a top 10 to finishing 34th. That is unbelievable. And now, man, that's the first DNF of the year as well, and it came on the last lap. And he wasn't even trying to push the car hard. The right rear just couldn't make it. The strategy nearly paid off for a top 10. We ran green to the end like we needed. Unbelievable. That was not long before Gregson would have crossed the checkered flag, but it might randomize the finishing order. I don't know if Gregson's going to win this race now. Despite winning 2 stages. That's a tough one to swallow right there. Oh my goodness. And we wrecked the race car too, and this is the same car we have to use for the next few races yet. Only 1 Speedway chassis in the garage, and it cost us a top 15, so we failed the incentive bonus. And then we get this story of the week. Gegenschneider's gaining a clean reputation in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Multiple drivers praise Gegenschneider's clean driving style. Well, we're racing clean. We just DNF'd on our own. That is tough. I mean, that is just... That is rough. That might be the most heartbreaking finish I think we've had this season. We've had some close runs, like Daytona was kind of a little bit heartbreaking, but it was more of a shock, and then that happened. Very professional, exceptionally clean race. I like how everybody's like, wow, he did pretty well. As if I raced cleanly, but the way they stated it seemed like I did pretty well, and I DNF'd, crashed it on the last lap. I was doing well. We were 8th on the last lap until we blew a right rear. I mean, what are the odds? And then we just nosed it into the wall. I couldn't keep control. Once that right rear tire went down, I mean, the car just spun right around. Man, how many of these are we going to get? Everybody's happy about us blowing a tire. 100 laps at Indy tomorrow night on the career mode. Race 17. Means we have still 10 races to go. Incentive bonus. I'll go for 3 top 15s. Doubt we're going to get it, but we'll try. Didn't get that much money. We could have had a much better finish, more points. We got to check the finishing results to Pocono. Daniel Hemrick is going to go on to win at Pocono. Riley Herbst 2nd, Austin Cindric 3rd, Chase Briscoe 4th, Ryan Sieg 5th, Michael Annett 6th, Noah Gragson 7th. He was leading on the last lap, man. That blowing tire not only costed us a chance at a top 10, but it costed Greg's in the win because it randomized the finishing order, and he finishes 7th now. He did win both stages in the race, but still, what a tough break there. Tommy Joe Martin's 8th. 9th was Ray Black Jr. Jeffrey Earnhardt rounds out the top 10. Oh, I almost sneezed. Oh, man. Yeah, we had 3 drivers DNF. I technically would have ended up finishing 34th, but I would have tied our worst finish of the season. And the first DNF this year. That was Hemrick's 2nd win, by the way. So Hemrick now has 2 wins. He did have a fast car. He was running 4th at the end of the race. But still. So that means Chastain still got the last spot on points over Justin Haley. And we are now 16th in points. Well, we dropped back 5 spots that race with the DNF. No stage points. We could have had a top 10. I mean, we probably would have still been right about 11. We might have dropped below Haley. We probably would have been 12th, 13th. Fredo's ahead of us with the win now. We are the last driver with wins. We're 15 points behind Alfredo there, so we're 11th in the playoff standings. We got to stay inside the top 20, and we might have to win another race, too. Good news is we're 91 points ahead of 21st, David Starr. We still got a rough race at Indy coming up. We were so slow on speed today, and we still almost pulled off a top 10. I tried. You can't say I didn't try. Oh, boy. On to the shop. Still saving up for that short track chassis. Definitely not going to get it before Iowa. Hopefully we get it before the playoffs is all I'm hoping for at this point. We got to use this same chassis for when we go to Indianapolis. There's our race car for Indy. 84, 83, and an 80. Yikes. Yeah, we beat it up after that DNF. That is something we did not need whatsoever. We'll start the work plan, getting that road course chassis ready to go for when we get to Road America and a handful of races also. So that's going to wrap things up here today. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Rough finish for us, dropping us to 16th in points. See what happens next on the Career Mode live stream tomorrow night again at Indy. Hopefully I can get it started as soon as possible, so maybe we can run New Hampshire as well. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.